Hey guys, Smash Clash here, and today we're going to be doing day 3 of our Python classes. And I know some of you might be wondering why aren't we doing Hangman Part 3? And that's because in this Python class, in a few weeks, we will be covering the Hangman game, and Part 3 will be coming in that. So just stay tuned to this channel, and please like, subscribe, and share. And for now, just watch this class.
Here.
Oh yeah, so after your if x is equal to 9, you don't have a colon.
Oh, okay. And I have another question.
Yeah.
Why do we need like that x equals x plus 1?
Oh, so that we have, let me share my screen again. So we have x is equal to x plus 1 so that x can eventually become 9. So x starts at 1, then it becomes 2, and then it'll become 3, 4, until it's 9. If we remove this, it'll go on forever. Because x is never going to equal 9.
Okay.
Okay, and then here, there's a one way to make this code shorter. So we can delete this. And instead of this true Boolean expression, we can just put x is equal to 9. So this is also a Boolean expression. And now it'll, okay, no, sorry. While x is not equal to 9. So this is the syntax for not equals exclamation mark with equals. And it's just going to run while x is not equal to 9. And right when it reaches 9, then it will stop. So now we're just going to go a brief overview of both of the loops we just learned. So for loop, it's it's going to iterate, like go through something you put here. So we learned about range, and range has 3 parameters. First parameter is the start of the start, like where you want your I value to start. Then your second parameter is where you want your I value to end, but it'll never actually get to that end. And the third value is your increment. You don't really need to have the third or the first value, but you can put it if you want. Next, this I will start at 0 and then make its way up by the increment until it reaches this number. So now if I print I here, this shall print most of these even numbers right here. Okay, next is while loops. While loops take a Boolean expression and then they can do whatever they want in here. And if the Boolean expression, if you want to get out of the while loop, you can either use the break method, or you can make this a Boolean expression and do what we did here by making x greater by 1. And then it's actually getting out when it's not equal to 9. So that's just like a brief overview of what we just learned. And now we're just going to do a assignment with while loops. So what I want you to do is I want you to print. Okay, so this is kind of a very hard assignment, but I want you guys to print all of the Fibonacci numbers. So if you don't know what Fibonacci numbers are, Fibonacci numbers are like, so you start off with 0 and 1, and then the next number is the sum of the previous two. So it would be 1, then 2, then 3,
Wait,
then
so
5.
Then what number do you take it to?
Oh, I guess you could take it to 55.
Can we do more? Like to like the, I don't know, 100,000s?
Okay, sure. But just do 55 for now. So does everyone know where to start with this, or is it like a little bit too difficult?
So with the while,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it with while.
Oh, okay. I guess you could use 4 if you want.
No, I
try. You can use while. It's possible, but you could use for if you want.
Oh.
Does everyone know where to start, or is anyone like completely lost? Is anyone completely lost?
No.
Okay. So you guys know how we came up with these numbers. We just added the previous two, right?
Yeah, I don't really know how to start. Where to start?
Okay, so let me just give you guys kind of a starting point. So we know that there's two numbers that we need to add. So we need to add 0 and 1 at the start. So we'll just define two variables as like x is equal to like 0 and y is equal to 1. Now we'll just use a while loop to check when y is greater than 55. While y is less than 55, to make sure that it'll stop when y is less than 55. Now we just want to add these two together. So x equals x plus y, right? This will give us our next number. Okay, now that we have our next number, x will be equal to 1 and y will also be equal to 1. Okay, and then when it goes again, x will be equal to 2 and y will be equal to 1. Then x will be equal to 3 while y will be equal to 1. Do you get that? That it'll just keep going like that.
Then shouldn't you have to make it till x is?
No, that'll just print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what we want to do is we want to print this again. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 5, and so on, right? So what we have to set is we have to set the lower number. So once we're here, right? X is 2 and y is 1, right? When we're here. Okay, for simplicity, we'll just set x and y both to 1 because over here they're both 1. So now when this loop runs, then x will turn into 2 and y will turn into 1, right?
Yeah, except you still need a print. What would you print?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I'll do the print like a little bit later. So now x is 2 and y is 1, but the next time around, we don't want to change x, we want to change y because x is the greater number. And if we do the greater number again and again, x will become 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, and then it'll continue on forever with us never actually changing y. So what we want to do is we want to change y if x was just changed. And we want to change x if y was just changed. So you want to alternately change each, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how we do this is we check if x is greater than y. That means if x is greater than y, that means it was just changed. And if y is greater than x, that means y was just changed. So if x is greater than y, that means x was just changed. So we want to change y. And then if y was just changed, we want to change x. And then in each of these, we want to print the value in here. So if anyone didn't get that, I'll explain that a little better in 1 second. But as you can see, it gave us here 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, up to 55.
But
and
it
if we
didn't give us 0 and 1.
Oh yeah, that's because for the explanation, I just put 0 away, but now it should give us 0. Actually, my bad. We should probably print here. Okay, we think we might have to print x comma y here, or x plus print X, and then print Y. So we have to do this because in our loop, we start off by immediately adding the 2. So then our first number has to be 1. And then our second number is going to be 2 because we also add the numbers before we actually print. But if we do it the other way, then we should, okay, yeah, so we printed here. So if we do it the other way and we add the numbers before, we add the numbers after, then we see that it's 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm just going to explain that one more time. So because we need to add 2 numbers together, we have 2 variables. So what we want to do is we want to add those 2 numbers together and store that in another variable. But if we want to just keep this code very small, we will still only use 2 variables and set 0 plus 1 to the smaller variable. So this will go to the smaller variable, which is X, because if it went to the greater variable, it would just become like this. So if it goes to the smaller variable, it will become 1. Now, because there is no smaller variable, it will just go to the else because X is not greater than Y. So then Y will change to 2. Then X is lower, so X will change to 3. Then Y will change to 5. Then X will change to 8. Then it'll go so on and so forth. And each the value we're changing is also the value we're printing. So we do that because if we change the value, we also want to print the value because that was the last value that we stored. And also, I'm pretty sure it would work if you switch this X and this Y. Oopsies. Actually, yeah, so if we print this X and this Y, it doesn't give us the 0, but it still works, as you can see, like here. So did anyone get how to do that? Was anyone actually able to do that? Or did anyone not get it?
Well, it doesn't work for me.
Can you share? Archie?
Can you guys see it?
Yeah. So if X, oh, that else is not in the same indentation as the if that you have. Well, if I just give you a tip, if you highlight this stuff and press tab, it will tab it immediately.
It's not letting me.
Okay, then just tab it default. Okay, now try to run it. Does it work?
Yeah.
Does it give you an error?
No, it's going
Huh?
on forever.
Oh yeah, that's because your if is the indentation on your if is look at your if.
Yeah.
The indentation is 2 indents.
What?
What I'm saying is that over here, you indented it twice. Not you have to only indent it once.
Oh, so should I backspace?
Yeah. Okay, now try running it.
The same thing still happens.
Okay.
It goes on forever.
Wait, can you show me like your output code?
Sure. Let me try that. Let's see. I don't know how to do that. It's only gonna let me. Wait, I wanna.
But was everyone else able to do it?
No, it's not working for me.
Yes.
It's not printing.
Yes,
55.
it's working for me.
Okay.
It works for me.
And neither
Oh.
is it printing 33. Or no.
Can you stop your code, Archit?
Okay.
Okay, now can you show me your code? Okay, so you set x and y equal to each other, and if x will go there, print 1.
Wait, Ridgewood?
Yeah.
Wait, nothing, actually.
Oh yeah, cause look at your code. So x will never be less than y. You have to change the x is less than y to x is greater than y. Because if x is less than y, then it was just changed.
Okay, I'll try
That-
running it.
Did it work?
Wait, 1 second. Yeah,
It worked.
but it
Okay.
only got me to 21.
21. Okay, yeah, that's probably because you might have to change that y to an x.
Oh.
Or actually, don't change that. Just put or x is. Wait. Yeah, or x is less than 55.
Or
No. Outside. So you have to put brackets here, and then you have to put or here.
oh, okay.
But okay, so let me clear.
Okay, then or
Brackets.
x. Oh,
You don't need brackets, but it's just better to have brackets.
okay. Or x is
No, you have to put the less than sign.
wait, where?
Or take out the is and put a less than sign.
Less than y?
55.
For
And
me,
then
it's working, but it's only going to 34. It's not going to 55.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, cause we put less than 55, but if you just replace that with the less than or equal to, then it will go all the way.
Yeah, it works.
Actually, you guys, mine's is going to 89 when I do that. Is that happening to you?
No.
So
Wait,
It still goes to 34.
now that I'm doing equal to 55, nothing's even happening.
Oh, you have to do a less than or equal to.
Oh.
For me, it still goes to 34.
Harshi, can you share your screen?
Here. I put an equal to sign over here.
You need 2 equal signs. No, okay.
No. So what you need is that let me show you. 1 second. What you need is right here. Here you need to put or y is less than or equal to 55. Because we don't know which one is greater at the end.
Where?
There like right next to the x but inside the colon.
Wait, right next to the X?
Yeah, you're in the right spot.
Wait, what is it?
Or you want to check if y is less than 55. Less than or equal to, because it might reach it.
Still going to 34.
Put equal to. Put
Oh.
equal to next to that. Oh, you put a slash. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
good.
Go to 55.
Is anyone's going to 81? Is anyone's going to 81?
No, but mine's is going out of order.
Okay, can you share?
See?
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, 1, 3, 2.
It doesn't even.
Oh yeah, cause you're so first you need to, I'm pretty sure you need to do two things. First, you have to switch these two lines. Yeah, so just put the print y over the print x. Or you can put that under. But you do Control Z. Oh wait, one more time. Yeah, okay, so you can just take this and put it above this, like right here.
So put print y over here.
No. You have to add an extra line over here. Add a line over. No, here.
Yep.
Yeah, press enter. Yeah, and then put the print y there, so that it prints a y up there instead of after you change y, it prints it before. You either have to print both of them before or both of them after, because then it'll be out of order. So now try. Okay, yeah, and you have to put less than or equal to, up here. Okay. 55, nice. Okay, so now we shall move on. So does everyone get while and for loops?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do
So there's going to be a homework about this, but I'll explain that later. But now we're going to go into another type of conditional statement. So the other type of conditional statement is a try except statement. So a try except statement is basically it's going to try to do something stuff, and then if it gives it an error, then it's going to do some other stuff. So what is going to happen, so say I want to try to print z, but have we ever defined z? Hello? Have we ever defined the variable z anywhere?
No.
No.
So then it won't allow us to print it, right? Okay, so instead of giving us an error, it'll print no z because there was no z. So say if I remove this, then it will give me a name error that z is not defined. So this can be useful in multiple ways. So, and in except, one more thing you can do is you can make a specific thing. So you can do name error. This is the error we got over here, name error. So if we do name error, it'll only go here if there's a name error. Say there's a different type of error. Say z is equal to like something, and then we're gonna say we want to do z dot lower. So can we do a lowercase on integer? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, can you do lowercase on an integer?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, you can? Or can you?
Yeah, I can.
Can you do lowercase? Wait, can you lowercase an integer?
I don't know.
Wait, there's no, okay, I'm just gonna say
Huh.
that
No?
there's no lowercase version of an integer because 4 can't be lowered. So that means that at z dot lower, it doesn't know what to do. So it'll give you an attribute error. And because here I defined it as name error, it won't go here. But say I put attribute error here, now it gives me no z because it's getting an attribute error and it's going here. So what can this be useful for? So what this, actually, did everyone get so far what I'm doing?
Yes.
So what this can be useful for is to check, say I want to get somebody's age and I don't know if they're telling the truth or they're telling a lie. So say they put something like something that's not an integer. Then I can use this try except. So say I put, so let's remove this. So say I put try, okay, so let's just say age is equal to raw input, what is your age? So now, say they don't give me an integer. I can check that by doing this. If age plus 1. Okay? What this will do, this will check if age can have 1 added to it. There's nothing really that we want to do. We just want to check if 1 can be added to age. And then I'll just put pass. Pass means it'll just do nothing. So now if I run this, say I run this. Say I put 12 as my age. Wait, sorry. Say I put print pick a valid age. So what I'm gonna do is that, say I put my age as 12. Okay, 1 second. Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so int. So first thing, we need to make age an integer. So instead of trying to add 1 to it, let's try to make age an integer. Because as you remember in raw input, it gives you a string value in return. So you have to convert that string value to an integer. And if it can convert it to an integer, now if I put 12 here, then it will give me nothing because it's passing. And because 12 as a string can be converted to an age. But say I put like something like this, pick a valid age, because it can't be converted to an age. So does everyone get that, or should I re-explain something?
Yeah, I get it. Can you give us some? Can you give me some time to write it down?
Yeah, sure. Did anyone else not get it? Or did anyone not get it?
I also need time to type it.
Yeah, so I'll give you some time to write it down. But I just want to see if you guys could actually do it. If you guys understood what I'm doing.
I understood.
Okay, so there's gonna be some questions at the end, and so if you actually didn't understand it, might be a good idea to ask questions right now. Tell me when you guys are done copying it down.
Wait, so this program is testing if you're telling the truth?
If you're actually telling a valid like number as your age.
So what if we pushed like some letters for the pick a valid age.
Can you say that again for 1 second?
So basically, if you want to make it ask, if you, let's say you put letters for your age, it's gonna ask pick a valid age, and then you write more letters. It's how do you fix that? If you want to like
So what you're saying is you want, if they say an incorrect age, you want to ask them again.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the challenge for you guys. Try to use loops to make them tell a valid age. Try to use loops, and if they don't tell a valid age, then ask them again. And if they do tell a valid age, then go out of the loop. And tell me when you guys are able to do that. Or ask me if you have any questions.
Can I put my age at 7.5?
So if you try to put your age as 7.5, I'll just show you that what? I can't type. 7.5 is not actually an integer. It's actually a float value. So if you wanted the person to actually be able to put 7.5, you would probably have to do int age plus 1, and then you would.
Can you do like 7.5, like with fractions? I've tried, but it doesn't work.
Wait. Okay, so. Or you can try int age or float age. So float age is basically floats are basically decimal values. So actually I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'll try to figure out how you can do 7.5. You guys can do the challenge problem that I said earlier. So
I did another attribute. I did sort of like another attribute for it. So another way you can tell is that if they're lying is that, you can after you do if int age, then pass, instead of just finishing it like that. After the int age, you can put an and age greater than 110. No, less than
yeah.
110.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, right? I actually understand. Okay, yeah, and I figured out how you can make it 7.5. So because technically 4 or any number is technically a decimal number, because you can do 4.0000000. So you can just put float age. You don't have to put int age, put float age. And what a float is a decimal number. So it's like 3.14141, okay, and so on. So that's what a float is. And someone had a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Will it work if you put 4.0?
Yeah, if you put 4.0, it's also a float. But if you just put int here, then I'm pretty sure it assumes that 4.0 is a float. So you have to put float here for it to pick any, like, even a decimal number. So say I even put, like, my age is like this. Then I'm pretty sure it should let me pass. So is anyone able to
Yeah, so when I was doing the age, I was trying to add my own thing for age less than 110, but it's not really working. Like, even if I put 1, it won't let me. Like, it says
Okay.
pick a valid age.
all right, can you share your screen?
I can't. I'm using a separate computer.
Okay, did you do my code exactly, or what
Yeah,
was your if statement? What was your if statement?
I added something to my if statement, before it was if space int, and then in between that age, and now I added and space and space age space greater than space 110 colon.
Oh yeah, because you put greater than 110. You have to put less than, because greater than.
Even with 11, even with less than, it doesn't work.
Wait, for me it works. 1 second.
Let me try.
Okay, so.
Yeah, it still says pick a valid age. For me.
What? Wait, 1 second. Where's my console? So I'm not sure what you're doing, but did you do a try and then if float age and age is less than? Did
No,
you do
I
this?
I didn't.
Okay, try typing float. Actually, I'm pretty sure you're probably getting a different error. You're probably getting like a different error, and this happens a lot.
Float doesn't change it.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're getting like a different error. So one way to check is, say I do this, and then I just put like something random. It gives me a value error, right? Now in this except, try putting a value error, because you might be getting a different error. That's something you really want to look out for in except, because you might be getting a huge error. And even before, as you saw like this here underline, it says wait 1 second. Okay, but it said never use bare except. That what it's saying is that never use except without like a value error there or anything, because if you get a different type of error.
No,
then,
it says now it says there's a, now I put the value error, there's a type error which says that the less than sign is not supported between instances of str and int.
Okay, yeah. You probably should put int age or float age here. Should probably do that. See, like this
Oh, thanks. Now it works. Okay, thank you.
Wait, try putting a number greater than 100.
Okay, let me see.
Oh yeah, because if you put a number greater than 100, it actually doesn't give it an error. So here you have to put an else here, and then put print pick a valid age. So if you put an else, then only it will allow you to say something if it's greater, because technically if it's greater, it's not giving it an error. Okay, so was anyone?
Which one?
Yeah.
For the challenge, it shows error.
Okay, you can share your screen, but first, you should probably put brackets here. If you put brackets here, then you would only necessarily need to put brackets if you're putting an or next to it. So if you have or and, you will have to use brackets. But if you don't have or and together, you don't need brackets, but you could have them. So now, Harshit, you wanted to share your screen? While input, what is your age? Okay, so input, what is your age? You shouldn't put that there, because actually, could you try to explain what you want to do, like what each line is doing? Okay. Let me just help you fix this. So first of all, because you don't need this over here, because you already have it over here. So you should delete that. And then what your break is not it's not like a loop or function. So you have to still indent that, but you have to unindent these two things. Because these two things are not going in the break. They're just like things that they do with the break. Okay, so this should work. You can, actually no, this shouldn't work. Yeah, this while, it needs like something in it. So you were pretty close, but let me just explain it because you're pretty close, but I just want to like explain it from the start because you did like a lot of it by yourself, and I want to make sure that everyone understands it. So Harshi, you did that's actually great that you did it this far. So let me just show you like the full code that never mind. Oopsies. So what you want to do is so Harshit did most of it correctly. So he put try actually he did this essentially he did this, and then in the else statement he put a while loop, and what I was going to tell him to do is do this. So he has to put a while true, and then he put this in there. Is that what you did, Harshit? Harshit?
What?
Oh wait, so is this what you did? You just did try this, and then you did except, and then you did this again in a while loop?
I only did like the if statement part.
Oh yeah,
Not the
sorry.
then.
So yeah, you didn't have this, but this is what he did. But first, I want to show you that this try, when it goes to this loop, it's never actually asking for the age again. So you should put this in here, and I think that's what he wanted to do when he put it over here. But you have to put it in here. Now, okay, so now you can see that it doesn't ask me again. Actually, sorry, we didn't remove that. It asks me again, right? You can see it asks me again until I put, and it doesn't care if I put a correct answer if I get it wrong on the first try. So what I mean by that is that say if I put an incorrect answer here, and I put another incorrect answer. Okay, yeah. So actually, sorry. So say I put an incorrect answer here, and then I put a correct answer here. It still asks me again. And as you saw before, if I put an incorrect here and I put a incorrect here also, it says value error, and that's where this except. So we'll need to copy this except into this while loop. But now you can kind of see that this kind of over here is starting to become like the whole loop. So what we can actually do is we can take this while true, then take this, and then take this, and then put this all in a while true loop. Okay? And then if we just tab all of this, and if I do this, print pick again, and then I put break here. So I kind of went really fast on that. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a while true. So until the person gives me a valid answer, I want to ask them for the age. then I want to try and check if the age is actually valid. And if it is valid, I want to go out of this while loop. But if it isn't valid, I want to tell them to pick again, and then it'll go back to the start of the loop. So say I put I put something wrong in here. Yeah, so say I put something wrong in here. Now if I try to put something wrong again, and then say I put something right, then it exits the code. And as you can see, it didn't actually print a pick again over here. And that's because it didn't actually go to this except. So if you do this, you have to also put this else here and then pick again. So I'm just gonna explain that pretty quickly again. So it's gonna go until the user gives a correct answer. Then it's gonna ask for the age every time he gives an incorrect answer. Then it's gonna try and check if the correct answer is actually valid or if it's actually practical. If it's not practical, it'll print pick again. And if it's not valid, it'll print pick again, and then it'll go back to the start. But if it is valid, it'll break out of the loop. So now if we run this, pick again. Next, say I run this, pick again. So it's always asking me to pick again. So did everyone understand that?
Yes.
Ritwik,
Yeah.
when I enter in a number, it just keeps doing it.
Okay, so if you want to leave, you can leave right now because I just realized it's 7:01. I'm gonna put the homework in the Google Classroom, so do the homework. So if you want to leave, you can go. And who had the question again?
I did.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Wait, Ritwik.
Did I forget a break over here?
Yeah, you have to put break there.
Wait, up here in between pass and in?
No, a pass is just to if you don't want to do anything. If pass, if you remove the pass, then it's gonna say that there's nothing inside. Pass is only if you don't have anything inside and you want to put something inside. So now try running it. Try putting a fake answer.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. So now we shall move on to the homework. So for this week's homework, it's gonna be using try except and everything we learned today. So what I want you guys to do for today's homework is I want you to take an input and then first check if it's a string, then print it a string. If it's not a string, then check if it's an int, then print if it's an int. And then if it's not any of those, then you can conclude that it's, and then check if it's a float. And if it's not a float, you can conclude that it's a Boolean and then print Boolean. So what I want you to do is check if a user inputs string, int, float, or Boolean. Like, yeah, do you get that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Can you say it again? You're talking fast.
Okay, so first I want you to check if you take an input and check if it's a string. If it's not a string, check if it's an int. If it's not an int, check if it's if it's not an int, check if it's a float. If it's not a float, then you can conclude that it's a Boolean and just print it's a Boolean. So just tell the user what type of data they inputted. Actually, you guys can probably skip the Boolean. Actually, yeah, just add the Boolean, add it as an else. So, Archie, did you get that now?
Yeah.
Did everyone get it? Hello?
Can you also post the instructions again on the
Yeah, I'll definitely post the instructions on the classroom.
So can you like help me? I'm trying to do the part which you said that it would keep on trying again, except I'm trying to add a no more chance thing. So basically, I just put the else, like the whole entire statement, again and again.
What do you mean
So-
no more can'ts?
The no more chances. So so basically in the beginning, I did the if statement and the else statement, like you had said. And
Yeah.
then wait 1 sec.
Wait, just I figured out a way that you can do yours. So just copy this, and then what you can do is you can set a variable like x is equal to 0, and then every time it gets it wrong, we're just gonna add 1 to x, and then add 1 to x, and then we'll also check if x is grade if x is equal to like 5 chances, I guess, then we want it to print no more chances and then break. So if I get 5 incorrect, so 1,
Wait 1 sec. Let me
2,
try. Let me try.
3, 4, 5. Actually, it didn't actually let me.
No, I think you also have to put the x greater than 5 in the except statement.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's correct. Actually, let's put it here. Let's not put it there. Let's put it here.
Okay, wait 1 sec. Let me just copy that. Wait, what about the pass? You still need the pass though. Oh,
You
you're
don't
gonna
need the pass.
before.
If you guys,
Oh, you're gonna put it before. Okay, wait 1 sec.
if you're done with all of the work, you can leave the meeting right now. But if you want to like look at this, you can stay.
Oh.
Does it work?
No, wait. I'm still. You did some things while I was trying to do the other thing, which I was doing. When I was trying to do.
Okay. We're like very over time right now, so I'll just type this. I'll just copy my code that I put in the chat box, and then you can like copy paste it somewhere, and then you can copy it onto your other computer because we're kind of really over time right now.
Got it.
So Ananya, okay, so this is the code that I used, and Ananya was asking why is there on line 43. Oh yeah, so first you're correct. You can remove this float age, but I added this float age to check if age was an integer, and then I wanted to check if it was less than 110. But if you want to make this code shorter, then you can just do that, and that should work. So did you copy paste it somewhere, Arif?
Yeah. No, except I don't have the indentations.
What do you
Because
mean?
I don't have the correct indentations.
Okay.
Because when you send it on the chat, it changes the indentations.
Okay, so what so basically I'm pretty sure you guys know about indentations, but an indentation is like when you have like a loop or like a condition. So inside like the while true, everything is indented by 1. Then inside the if, everything is indented by 1 more. Then inside the try, everything's indented by 1. Then inside the if, everything's indented by 1. So that's basically what the indentations are doing.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make this end this meeting because it's actually going very over time. I'll put the assignment on Google Classroom right after the meeting, and the video will be up on Google Classroom as well. So if you guys want to leave, you can leave because the class is over.